Welcome back to the Long Con. I'm your host, John Hartness, and I'm joined in the truck today by Melissa McArthur, our associate publisher and editor and cover designer and whatever the hell else she wants to be at Falstaff Books. And we are leaving, thank fucking God, the Authors Invade Columbia 2018 event. Yay! Oh wait, I'm supposed to do this, right? No. Yay!
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
Jesus fuck, what a cluster.
Yeah.
So...
I think I've been to better organized children's productions.
Oh God, yeah.
Like a middle or elementary school.
Yeah, I've been to better directed middle school plays.
Yeah.
So... this wasn't really a con. This was more what they call an author signing event. They do a lot of these in the romance genre, and some of them are great. So, I did PennCon a couple years or last year. I drove all the way to St. Louis for it. It was really well organized, really well attended. Hundreds of people through the door. I sold about $750 over the 2 days of the event. Mm-hmm. Met some great people. Had a good time. Everything was locked in. They had their shit together. All the communication ahead of time was good. The promotion was there. Pretty much everything this one wasn't. Yeah.
Well, it was in a hotel.
You're right. That was the similarity. It was in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm looking at an event like this, I'm looking to make money in one of three ways. Mm-hmm. I would like to offset the cost of the event in paperback sales at the event.
Right.
So we had a half a table. We had a 4-foot space on an 8-foot table, and it was $100. Not bad. And
they let us pay it in 3 payments.
Okay. So not unreasonable. We're in Columbia, which is a little over an hour from my house. I'll probably spend, let's say, half a tank of gas. What's that now? Call it $50. So we'll spend $25 in gas. Got some snacks on the way down here. We'll get some food here in a little bit. It's probably $25 worth of food. So we're looking at $150.
Yeah, and we did save some money because we avoided the super expensive buffet or $25 box lunch sandwich thing and took food.
And that's something unusual about this event. Most of the author signing events include food. PennCon fed us every day, and talking to a couple of the other authors at this event, they were accustomed to being fed too. So
right.
It was a little nickel and diming to...
It was, and there were a whole lot of other little expenses that we didn't do. Like you could pay $7 to have your name on the scavenger hunt. Which
looked like it wasn't worth a shit.
No.
It was somebody, it was walking around with a Xeroxed sheet of paper.
That was a hand-drawn map.
There was a hand-drawn map, getting authors to sign it. And then what, you entered into a
You could win a drawing to get a $50 gift card.
Yeah, that wasn't worth a shit.
Right. Or you could pay, was it $25 or $45 to get your name on a bag?
And you're not talking like a logo.
No, it's like a name and a list. Yeah.
So like when you do a school play and they list the cast on the back of the t-shirt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the bags never came in. We don't know what happened to them. So the people who bought them, the VIP tickets didn't get them.
And
it's still up in the air whether or not that money will be refunded to the authors too.
Right. Well, it probably won't, because assuming it was spent, then the promoter has bought those bags and has paid for them, and the promotional material company won't refund her.
Right.
They'll just send her the bags.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so if you paid in on that, you're fucked.
Yep.
If you paid $12 for the box lunch,
well, that was the buffet. The box lunch they wanted to do was $25.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The buffet looked decent, and frankly, for a hotel lunch buffet at $12, it looked like it was fine.
Right.
We brought some food. I mean, shit, the whole event was only 4 hours long. It was if you bought the VIP pass, which apparently only like 5 people did, because You got in an hour early, and I only saw 5 or 10 people walking around early.
And I thought they were mostly authors.
Yeah, they really were.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, there were less than 100 people who came through the doors the whole time.
Yeah.
So...
And evidently there's a VIP after party tonight that you had to, even the authors had to pay to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I
it was
saw
like
that.
another $25 or $35 or something.
And I don't know what the hell this after party is supposed to be, but those are expenses that when you're doing conventions, you've got to pay attention to what it's going to take to recoup. We just did the Muggles Market last weekend. We cleared a little over $500. There, I'll open up your vent.
Thanks.
Yeah. When you see the little X, that means you ain't shit for air going through.
I see. Okay.
Because I ride alone most of the time, so I turn off the other vents so all the air gets on my fat ass.
Well, my fat ass is in here too now.
Well, then your fat ass is gonna cook if you don't open up the vents.
Well, now I know.
So we did the Muggles Market. We cleared $500 in a day, and that was what, 10 to 4?
Yeah.
All right, so not that much longer. There were a couple thousand people who came through that free event, and they were buying books.
Yeah, and the table cost was less.
Well, yeah, because we didn't pay for that table. We were the official bookseller, and through some year-long sponsorships that we do with the Geek Gala, we did help sponsor the gala by buying some advertising space in the back of the t-shirts and things like that.
Well, even the tables in the everybody else bought were less, right?
I don't know. I would
imagine they probably.
I think they were like $100 for a full table.
These are like $175
for a full table, which is bullshit.
Yeah. Well, the tables were an issue too.
Yeah.
Because some people had 6-foot tables that they paid for a full table for, but a half table was 4 feet.
And then some people paid the full table price and got an 8-foot table.
Right.
Because the woman behind us had bought a full table and she had an 8-foot table. Well, we shared a full table with S.H. Roddy or Siobhan Kincaid, however you want to call her, because she's both. Us and Susan each bought half a table, and we were on an 8-foot. But Alexandra Christian was right across the aisle from us, and she bought a full table and was on a 6-footer.
Right.
So if I'd been her, I'd have been pissed.
Me too.
Well, I wouldn't have been pissed. I'd have been up somebody's ass. So we sold about $120.
Oh, jeez.
All day.
Yeah.
So
and that's not even cost of goods. That's gross.
Yeah, our gross was. Yeah, we were at 75, and then that nice band came up and bought 35, so we did 110.
Yeah.
All day.
So that doesn't cover that covers the table cost, but it doesn't cover the cost of the purchasing the books, driving down, food.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So to break even, we needed to be probably $300.
$300.
So this is the people who have watched all these videos. The poor bastards got started watching me in October, where I had just shitty show after shitty show after shitty show. Last weekend was the first time they'd ever seen me happy.
Aww.
Yeah, because I'd been at
Do you need a kitty or a puppy or something?
I got a fucking unicorn. What more do y'all want?
Oh, I don't know. What more do you want?
I want money.
Oh, well.
In a minute, I'm going to get barbecue, and that'll help. We're going to go Little Pig. Because Susan says it's the best damn barbecue she's ever had. And I'm a fat guy. I'm a connoisseur of some eating. So we'll see. If it's as good as she says, I found a new place to take my daddy when I bring him down here for the VA.
There you go.
Because we've been doing the Midwood Smokehouse. Which is not bad, but, the original's in Charlotte, right around the corner from my house.
Right.
So, for this event to turn out to be worth a damn, we're going to have to look at the long term.
Right.
Meeting up with Savannah again, and getting her pitching me that series, which looks really interesting. We both sat there on the show floor because it was so fucking boring. We had plenty of time to read, but we sat there and read it, and it's a fascinating urban fantasy startup. So I'm real interested to make sure that it continues. If the rest of the book's as good as the first couple of chapters, we're buying the fuck out of that.
Good. I like that.
Yeah, I did
so far.
Yeah. So, the people that were there were pleasant. They were nice folks, but damn, What could have been done better about this event?
Some organization.
Maybe not have a hand-drawn map of the room that looked like ass.
Well, and we also had to move the tables around when we got there.
Oh, God, yeah. So we get there, and it's laid out kind of like a lab,
classroom.
like a classroom.
Yeah.
You had you had a split in the middle of the room, and all the tables were facing one way going up to the middle and facing the other way going up. But then that meant that if you were browsing, you were literally walking behind me to get to the booth in the next row.
Right. It's like that awkward moment when you got to get out of the pew at church, and you're like, do I turn my butt around, my crotch, butt, crotch? Which one do you go?
Yeah, it's like movies. Are you teabagging somebody, or are you putting your ass in their face?
Right.
I usually go for ass and face.
Yeah.
Because that way, if their head slams forward unexpectedly, I just
fart on them.
And I just get their head in my ass, which hurts less than a forehead to the balls.
Yeah.
So yeah, the layout was bullshit.
Yeah.
Several of the writers just picked up tables and turned shit around. So yeah, that sucked. Everything about it just looked kind of half-assed.
There were a whole bunch of empty tables too.
And that looks awful at an event. If you have, and look, shit happens.
Right.
People bail on things.
But there were 12 or 15 empty tables?
Yeah, when Susan did a count at like 10:30. Now remember, VIPs got in at 10, and the main event was supposed to start at 11. So about 10:30, Susan did a quick lap and did a count, and she came up with 12 empty tables.
That's a lot.
That is.
And I mean, I understand sometimes people don't show up.
But 12?
That's a lot.
You need to have, if you're going to have people who blow off your event, you've got to have volunteers or staffers to strike those tables, move some shit in, and just have empty space at the back of the room.
Right.
Crowd your active tables into the same area. If you've got one empty space in the middle of the room, fine. But back where we were,
it was almost all empty.
Yeah, it felt like that all of the no-shows or all of the empties were where we were. And I think people didn't ever come back to us. Because I talked to some people who were up at the front corner, and they did actually real well. So people didn't make it all the way through. There was no incentive for them to make it all the way through. We've seen that at other events where there are things to draw people all the way through the room. Either the concession stand is at the back of the hall, or celebrity autographs are at the back of the hall, and you force traffic through all your vendors.
That's why whenever you go in Walmart or Target, the kids' toys are in the back.
Yeah, exactly. So there were just a lot of things that make this a no-fly zone moving forward. And like I've said to all these folks time and again, this year was about figuring out which cons were worth going back to.
Yeah, and this one too, when I originally signed up for the table, it was about 2 years ago.
God almighty.
Yeah, they're booking them about 2 years in advance.
So people have already paid for events with the same half-assed promoter for next year, and they're already trying to book for like next fall in Charlotte.
Yep, they've got one coming up at the beach and one in Charlotte.
We won't be at any of those. We won't be at anything with this promoter again, because the nickel and diming of the vendors was some bullshit, and the lack of promotion was pretty spectacular.
And then charge the people to come in too to shop.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only $10, but still.
But the difference between free and $10 is a book.
It is. Yeah, and a whole lot of people, I bet, would come and check it out if it were free, like they did probably the Muggles Market.
Yeah, 100%.
But if they're like, I don't really know what it is, they're going to pay $10 to go in and figure it out.
But just on our table, there were probably half a dozen books that were $10 or under. Fireheart's 10, Amazing Grace is 10, Misguided Angel and Guinevere's Revenge are 8.
Right.
Susan had some stuff.
She had her 2 Frankie and Drac books.
Yeah, her Harkerverse novellas are 6. Then she had some of her other stuff that's pretty small, so it was probably 8 or 10. So yeah, just the cost of admission cut into our sales. And so I'm getting ready to do the Charlotte Comic-Con in a month.
16th, right?
Yeah, it's the 16th of December. Come see me. Buy my shit. And that event is $5 to get in. Kids 12 and under are free. But the tables are cheaper.
Right.
And they get 2,500 people. And the Embassy Suites in Concord is not cheap.
Right.
So the scale of event matters on that too. And like a lot of people were saying, nobody really saw any promotion out of this. So
evidently we were supposed to have 2 free tickets we could give away, but I don't even know how that worked.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were supposed to get tickets to give to people or
put people's name on a list.
I never did understand how that worked. And I honestly it was probably this summer before I even realized there was a group on Facebook for the attendees. And
there were no real marketing materials to project out. There wasn't like, hey, I'm going to be at this event. Like, I'm doing a book sweeps giveaway with Ryan Z right now to build up my BookBub followers. By the way, if you don't follow me on BookBub, follow my ass on BookBub. It helps me get new releases and shit, and helps me get BookBub promos. So follow me. Come on, hook a brother up. But he's created all of the materials we need and sends out an email once a week while the promo's going on. I said, hey, we're doing this. Don't forget we're doing this. Don't forget we're doing this.
Right. That's great.
Yeah. And, he's charging $45, $50, $75. Shit, I don't remember. Again, I paid for this thing months ago. I don't remember exactly what it cost. But that's the whole deal, is he makes it easy. These guys didn't do anything to make it easy for us to promote.
Right.
I don't even know if the event had a Facebook page.
There were like 4 Facebook groups, but I don't know which one was which. There was one that said attendees and one that said authors only, and then there was something else, and I don't know.
Because what we needed was even Atomicon. Atomicon posts to their page. By the way, we'll be there at the beginning of December. Come see us. It's in Charleston. Buy our shit. It's the weekend after Black Friday, so you'll have had a chance to get a paycheck in after you buy your big-ass TV for, I don't know, $25 or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Right. You gotta buy Christmas presents anyway, and books make great Christmas presents.
And signed books for that.
Oh, even better.
For that pretentious brother or nephew or whatever. They like signed books. We do hardcovers.
And they're pretty.
They are. So Atomicon does a post on their page, and then we can share that.
Right.
And it's easy. Anytime I see that Janet has made a post on the Atomicon page, I just go to it, see it, okay, share, boop, done. Come on, how fucking hard is that? Whenever we do a new release for Falstaff, I make a post, I put it in our private group, and I say, copy and paste, share this shit.
Right. And it's not that hard.
So yeah, this event was a big fail. We're both still in a relatively good mood because we spent all day with our friends, and that makes it better than some of these other events that you guys have suffered through with me, where I've driven 4 hours all by myself and not made any goddamn money and been gone for 3 days.
I brought you Mountain Dew.
You did. You brought a lot of fucking Mountain Dew. Plenty of jet fuel. And now we're going to go have some barbecue. So y'all be good. What's next week? Next week I'll be talking to you from Atlanta again, because obviously I fucking love Atlanta. I'll be down at Conjuration in Atlanta, so if you're in the ATL, bring me some Fox Brothers banana pudding. Come to Conjuration with a takeout of Fox Brothers banana pudding, and I will give you a free book. If you bring me a big fucking tub of Fox Brothers banana pudding, I'll give you a free Shingles audiobook collection CD.
Does it have like meringue and stuff on it?
It's really goddamn good banana pudding.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's real good. All right, we're gonna go eat, because it's what, fucking 3 o'clock and we're hungry.
Yeah.
Y'all be good, and I'll talk to you next week.